The 5 biggest technology trends in 2022. In 2022, we will continue to see an accelerated rate of digitization and virtualization of business and society. COVID-19 will continue to be a driver of change. However, the need for sustainability, ever-increasing data volumes, and increasing compute and network speeds will regain their status as the most important drivers of digital transformation. An important lesson of the last 2 years or so has been that truly transformative change can be achieved, especially if it's driven by necessity. As a society, we will undoubtedly continue to harness this newfound openness to flexibility, agility, and innovative thinking, especially as the focus shifts from merely attempting to survive in a changed world to thriving in it. So let's look at the tech trends that will define 2022. Artificial intelligence everywhere. Smart really used to mean connected. Smartphones, smart TVs, and the plethora of other smart devices were really just the same old toys but connected to the internet. Today, smart increasingly means powered by AI, generally machine learning algorithms that are capable of helping us in increasingly innovative ways. Smart cars use facial recognition algorithms to detect whether we are paying attention on the road and alert us to when we're getting tired. Smartphones use AI algorithms to do everything from maintain call quality to help us take better pictures, and of course they are packed with apps that use AI to help us do just about anything. AI has permeated the tools we use to carry out everyday tasks, from the ubiquitous voice assistants to language translations and tools that allow us to extract structured data from pictures, whiteboard scribblings, and handwritten notes. It also powers much of the robotic process automation and has enabled workloads to be lightened in admin, logistics, accounting, and HR departments. Whatever your industry or job function, you are likely to find that there are AI-powered solutions designed to make your life easier. This broad trend encompasses AI, the Internet of Things or IoT, newly emerging fast networks like 5G, all of which are coming together to augment us with capabilities we didn't have just a few years ago. And this highlights the fact that on a longer time scale, the most impactful trend of all will be the convergence. Growing data volumes, faster networks and processing speed, and the democratization of data, which I'll touch on later, are coming together and will affect society in a way that is much more than the sum of their parts. Everything as a service and the no-code revolution. Another increasingly powerful driver will be the ongoing democratization of data and technology. In recent years, an entire industry has emerged that puts innovative tech tools in the hands of ordinary people, regardless of their expertise or experience. Innovation has been curtailed in some areas by the skills crisis, which sounds like a problem, but has been a driver behind the explosion of self-service and do-it-yourself solutions. Not every company needs to hire an army of computer geniuses to build their own digital brain today. They can simply lease one for the work they need done. Ready-built AI solutions exist for everything from marketing to HR, project management, and planning and design of production processes. During 2022, we will continue to see companies deploying AI and IoT infrastructure without owning a single server or any proprietary piece of cognitive code. No-code interfaces will become more popular as the lack of programming knowledge or detailed understanding of statistics and data structures will cease to become a barrier to bringing a world-changing idea into reality. OpenAI, a research group founded by Elon Musk and funded by, among others, Microsoft, recently unveiled Codex, a programming model that can generate code from natural spoken human language. As technology like this matures in 2022 and converges with possibilities offered by cloud infrastructure, our innovation and imagination will less frequently be held back by a lack of either resources or technical skills. Digitization, datafication, and virtualization. During 2020 and 2021, many of us experienced the virtualization of our offices and workplaces as remote working arrangements were swiftly put in place. This was just a crisis-driven surge of a much longer-term trend. In 2022, we will become increasingly familiar with the concept of a metaverse, a persistent digital world that exists in parallel with the physical world that we live in. Inside these metaverses, such as the one proposed recently by Facebook founder Mark Zuckerberg, we will carry out many of the functions we're used to doing in the real world, including working, playing, and socializing. As the rate of digitization increases, these metaverses will model and simulate the real world with growing accuracy, allowing us to have more immersive, convincing, and ultimately valuable experiences within the digital world. While many of us have experienced somewhat immersive virtual reality through headsets, a range of new devices coming to the market will soon greatly improve the experience, offering tactile feedback and even smells. Ericsson, which provided HR headsets to employees working from home during the pandemic and is developing what it calls the Internet of Senses, has predicted that by 2030, virtual experiences will be available that will be indistinguishable from reality. 2022, along with a new Matrix movie, will undoubtedly take us a step closer to entering the Matrix for ourselves. Transparency, governance, and accountability. For technology to work, us humans need to be able to trust it. We already, and rightly so, see strong pushbacks against many ways that technology is currently being used that are seen as obstructive or dangerous or irresponsible. AI in particular is sometimes portrayed as a black box, meaning we can't see inside it to understand how it works. This is often due to its complexity rather than for any malicious scheme to limit our understanding. However, the effect is the same. This means that incidences where AI is shown to be damaging, for example, when Facebook recently appeared to label images of black people as primates, are extremely alarming. This is particularly true in a society that is starting to look towards AI for decision-making that affect life, such as hiring staff or making health diagnoses. The idea of transparent and explainable AI has been growing in popularity over recent years, as it has become clear that there are segments of society that distrust it, clearly with good reason. Governments too clearly understand that there's a need for a regulatory framework, as evidenced by the proposed Artificial Intelligence Act in the EU. The proposed act prohibits authorities from using AI to create social scoring systems, for example, and also prohibits facial recognition tools to be used in public. There's also a list of potentially dangerous effects, including exploiting vulnerabilities and causing physical or psychological harm, that AI solution providers will have to demonstrate their systems will not cause before they are offered for sale. Some, however, claim that it doesn't go far enough because it doesn't contain any stipulation that people should be informed when they become subject to AI-driven decision-making processes, for example. On the other side, Google CEO Sundar Pichai has said that while he recognizes regulation of AI is a necessity, there has to be a balance to be had here to ensure innovation isn't stifled. This balancing act is likely to become an increasingly prominent subject for discussion in 2022 as more people become aware of the potential positives and negative effects on society that AI and other technology trends will have. Sustainable energy solutions. During the pandemic, renewable energy was the only form of energy that saw usage increase. In the US, renewable energy use increased by 40% during the first 10 weeks of lockdown. Worldwide, all non-renewable energy usage decreased as industry shut down and people stayed at home, leading to an overall reduction in emissions of about 8%. This has led to the expectation that increasing investments will be put into generating energy from renewable sources in the coming years. The International Energy Agency estimates that 40% more renewable energy was generated and used during 2020 compared to the previous year, and forecasts that this growth will continue throughout 2022. Overall, the cost of generating renewable energy from various sources, including onshore and offshore wind, solar and tidal, fell by between 7 and 16%. This would be a huge help for countries and businesses trying to hit emission targets, such as becoming carbon neutral or even carbon negative. Additionally, existing new emerging energy sources such as biofuel, liquid nitrogen and even nuclear fusion are becoming more viable. However, breakthroughs in all of these areas are likely to make headlines in 2022. Helion Energy, a pioneer in the field of fusion energy, which replicates the process used to create energy in the sun, expects their latest prototype fusion generator to come online during 2022. Practical applications are also expected to emerge in the field of green hydrogen energy. Unlike the established process of creating energy from hydrogen, which involves using large amounts of dirty fossil fuel energy to create electrolysis, separating hydrogen from oxygen, green hydrogen involves using renewable energy, reducing the overall environmental impact massively. To learn more about these and other future trends, subscribe to my YouTube channel, check out my website, and have a look at my books, Business Trends in Practice and Tech Trends in Practice, which are packed with real-world examples and cut through the hype to present the key trends that will shape the businesses of the future.